action.
This is the story of MFS. Bank failures, bailouts, urgent calls for reform. The Great Recession of 2008 to 2009 shared many elements of the Great Depression. And just as it did in the 1930s, MFS's long view helped prepare the firm to navigate the turmoil and come out stronger. Years before the subprime mortgage crisis, MFS made the decision to form global sector teams. The firm wanted to find the best ideas across asset classes, regions, and industries. This marked the integration of equity and fixed income and an expansion of MFS's risk management process and culture of collaboration.
It was pretty unheard of in the industry to have two asset classes really work together as one, and not even knowing we would be so prepared for the global financial crisis because of that decision.
Some investment firms lean on luck. MFS believes in structure and process.
And so as we made our way into the financial crisis, we were early to spot what we thought were growing problems in residential real estate. And we're able to kind of think through what are the broader implications of that.
To be able to say, no, you don't understand. We had an analyst in London who saw defaults happening and was sitting there going, red flag, red flag. Is that just HSBC or is it larger? Are those defaults bigger?
I'll always remember how the insights that our fixed income team, they could see the canaries in the coal mines.
MFS's analysts identified the risks. Its culture of collaboration helped circulate the insights. The firm could see the knock-on effects that others couldn't, and it pulled back. In a time of great adversity, MFS rose above.
In a way, it was a really challenging environment, and we would never wish that upon the economic system again. But at the same time, it was also really a great opportunity to demonstrate like who really is doing deep, multidisciplinary, fundamental work on behalf of clients and who is just riding the wave.
Coming out of the global financial crisis, it was clear the evolution of MFS's model worked. A year before the global financial crisis sent shockwaves through the world, the United Nations published its first Principles for Responsible Investing report, effectively taking the language of sustainability mainstream. The global recession only accelerated its rise. All of a sudden, lots of firms were talking about ESG, but MFS had been integrating ESG factors into its decision-making process for decades.
So we've been doing this for decades. We put different monikers on it today, but ultimately that's what sustainability is. Anything that is material to a company you have to consider. Some of them are sustainable factors, some of them are non-sustainable factors. So I think the industry thinks this is relatively new. We think this is what we've been doing for a long time.
In 2010, MFS became one of the first signatories to the UN's Principles of Responsible Investing. Many firms were initially hesitant to sign on, but MFS found that the UN's principles were aligned with its long-term active investment approach. For MFS, ESG was simply 3 letters in the active management alphabet. In 2012, MFS unveiled a new logo to communicate its investment approach and differentiate itself in the industry: the Infinite M. Its bold, continuous design told a powerful story, one of global reach, interconnectivity, and the long-term investment philosophy that was so fundamental to how MFS had navigated the previous 90 years and how it would take on the future. With new branding in market and in a place of strength coming out of the global financial crisis, MFS entered a period of record growth over the next several years. MFS doubled down on its values, strengthening team collaboration and reinforcing the choices it had made over the past decade.
I saw our global research platform evolve in terms of having more members of the team in different parts of the world, of having more diverse backgrounds and perspectives as part of that team. And I saw sector teams with even more dynamic discussion and different viewpoints in a way that was adding tremendous value for portfolios.
In 2017, MFS created its first employee resource group, starting with the Young Professionals Network. Then, over the next few years, launched More for Women, people of color, and members of the LGBTQ+ and neurodiversity communities. And today, the number of ERGs at MFS continues to grow. These were grassroots-led efforts to amplify the firm's collective voice, all backed by a new DEI position on the firm's management committee designed to enhance its culture of belonging.
Michelle, take one.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion here at MFS really is around our culture, which is what we're all about. How do we get work done? How do we treat each other? How do we interact? It's around who do we want to be in our communities and for our communities.
Happy Lunar New Year, cheers!
So the work that we do from a DEI perspective is really about the longevity of our organization and who we turn into years to come.
But maintaining diverse perspectives at MFS isn't about agreeing with each other all the time.
Among other things, our culture provides a safe space within which to strongly disagree with each other because of our core belief that taking as many different perspectives into an incredibly complex decision like whether to buy or sell a security, the more perspectives that you bring to bear on that, the more that they're equally articulated and have equal space to be heard and evaluated.
MFS's culture of collaboration traces back to the firm's founding principle of stewardship. We do right by shareholders. That creed and the firm's approach to stewarding other people's money were perhaps more needed than ever by the late 2010s. Similar to the environment following the Great Crash of 1929, financial services ranked as the least trusted industry after the global financial crisis. Meanwhile, investors were facing a lengthy, low-rate environment that required them to take on far greater risk to achieve the same returns as decades prior. With this as the backdrop, the industry continued to shift from creating long-term value for investors to beating benchmarks over shorter and shorter time periods. But not MFS.
We spend a lot of time, regardless of the market environment, trying to educate our clients on just the importance of being long-term, to think cross-cycle, to deploy risk responsibly, to partner with trusted institutions like MFS that can help them navigate those risks.
Committed to acting in the best interests of investors, MFS felt an incredible responsibility to ensure it never fell into the short-term, performance-chasing incentive trap. So in 2019, MFS codified its commitment by launching its purpose statement, which is to create value by allocating capital responsibly.
We manage money for everyday people. We manage for people that aren't super wealthy and super rich, but that need it to save for retirement or save for education. And it brings, in my feeling, a deep sense of purpose and responsibility to what we do.
Is we don't just want to move capital. It's not good for society, it's not good for people, it's not good for the earth, it's not good for allocation of capital. And it doesn't ultimately create long-term value the way we would expect for investors, that we're going to hold really, really hard to the idea that we invest. We invest.
A short year later, the world went into quarantine. A new virus, COVID-19, wreaked havoc on markets and lives around the world in March 2020. People worked remotely, physically cut off from friends, family, and colleagues. They homeschooled their children and navigated the unprecedented uncertainty of a world in lockdown.
Over there you can see MFS's Boston headquarters, the little building, just over that middle bridge there.
Investors faced a market environment few had ever seen before. Global supply chains crumbled, unemployment rates soared, and market volatility stoked investor fears, exacerbating the industry's problem with short-termism.
It was a real test of culture, of do we really put employees first? Do we really put clients first? How do we think about that? And I think we came through that in spades.
While parts of the industry grew further misaligned with the needs of investors, MFS remained committed to long-term active management, supporting clients through uncertainty and reminding them about the value of knowing what you own and staying focused on the long term.
We stand out because we have the investment integrity, the client focus, as well as the long investment horizon.
Today, 100 years after the birth of the mutual fund, the world continues to evolve with new technology on the rise and a global polycrisis with economic, social, and geopolitical factors at play. But in many ways, MFS has been here before, having navigated a century of environments, including wars, recessions, technological leaps forward, and industry transformations around the globe. More importantly, the firm will be here to face whatever comes next. Whether it's democratizing investing through the first open-end mutual fund in the U.S., pioneering active fixed income, or going global, and the thousands of research trips and investment decisions in between, MFS finds the opportunity in uncertainty, always with a focus on the long term and our purpose at the center.
Making sure that you're sticking to the core principles that were in that ledger 100 years ago, but bringing to bear all of the technology at your disposal, marrying those in a way that remains true to your core but evolves with the future, is something that we spend a lot of time and a lot of mental and physical energy trying to make sure that we get right.
We all feel the common purpose of responsibly allocating capital for our clients and serving them, that I know that we're going to be relevant for our clients in the next 100 years.
Doing the right thing, leading with passion, never settling. MFS succeeds by staying focused on the horizon. So go long. MFS is with you.